Hey everybody, Arsenal fan circle here. It is Sunday, it's Boxing Day, it's St. Stephen's Day. It is goals galore this weekend, Gary. Goals galore. We've seen lots of goals this today.
Yeah. What is it? 10 in the last two.
Yeah,
So
for us.
we'll
Yeah,
take that, right?
we'll take that for sure.
We
Yeah.
are almost a double figures goal difference, right? It's a big 18 goal swing since we were down -9 at one point, I believe. So we are looking, we're looking good. Yeah, yeah. We know it, when we're beating the teams we're supposed to be and we're handling them, at least on the score line. I could still find some negatives, but the score line looks really good if you look at it at the end of the day. So welcome everybody in the chat. See if we've got Riddy has joined us. Welcome Riddy. Dave LFC Chats is in the house too. Yeah, did you guys? I guess Liverpool, did they not have a match this weekend? Or did I miss it? What was going on? What am I thinking?
No,
They didn't have a match today. Okay, so
no.
it's a lot of you
They may
didn't
have
get to
been
see your team
playing
play.
Wolves. Were they playing Wolves?
Oh,
Maybe.
that's
Or Wolves Watford? Wolves
yeah.
Tottenham?
Wolves
Or
was playing.
Tottenham?
Wolves were playing Watford, I think. So
I'm
yeah,
going to check that out. I'm confused now, Gary. There's a lot of cancellations going on due to
yeah,
COVID. But what fun it is to see the Arsenal win away. I've titled this one "A Christmas Carol," Gary. This
yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
Liverpool leads. Dave said was supposed to be.
Okay, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
We got you in our sights. We got you in our crosshairs. That's crosshairs.
I am not saying that out loud. That's not no. See that now? Come on. We don't need to wind anybody up, especially any of the other fans. Nah. I'm not.
Real
I'm not.
quick.
I'm not doing it.
Real
I'm not doing it.
quickly, Gary, as we wait for people to come in, it might be a good place actually to start the podcast off with. It will be a two-legged affair, and last two seasons we have come up against Liverpool with mixed results. Both games draws, both games very different draws. 5-5 2 seasons ago under Emery, when Martinelli announced himself. I think Dave himself said we got a great player there, losing on penalties in the end, I believe it was, after giving up a Leicester. We capitulated a little bit like Leicester did against Liverpool. But more recently, last season, a nil-nil draw where we had chances to win the game, but we won it on penalties. So, what are you thinking for the semifinals coming up, Gary? We have the 6th of January and we have the 13th of January, 2 Thursdays.
Yeah, we're gonna have more of our starters than they are. Not that that means much because they're pretty deep, but we're gonna have our starting in the lineup. So we should that gives us a little bit of an advantage in that respect that in terms of who's playing. But they're still Liverpool and they have a really solid team out there. So I mean they're not missing anybody in that back line, right? So they're going to or no, they're not missing the important pieces on that back line. So it should be a good match. We're gonna have to be perfect, essentially, as best as we can
Yeah.
to get something out of not one but two. We have to play both. I think many of us were hoping that maybe it would switch to a single-legged affair,
Yeah.
so that we get the home advantage and get maybe be able to steal one and get to the next round. Tony's muted himself and is trying to chat
Yourself.
with us, I think. So
I didn't mute myself.
you
Sure
were
did.
nobody. You came on muted, so I don't know. First time I saw it was muted, so I didn't know. I don't unless Ray muted in the back room. So
No, I put him in timeout on Thursday night, our
you get
anniversary
him in
show.
timeout already. He didn't even.
No,
Oh,
he
you
didn't
know
even
what? It
say
was
that.
it's like the hockey match. It rolls over, Tony. So
Oh,
you you had an extra couple of
Uh,
seconds left over there in your
really,
phone.
we will drop the link toward the end so you can come in. You've got a backstage pass for you, Really.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah,
will do that.
definitely. For anybody who wants to say hello to us after the show, come talk
Yeah,
to us.
after the
Yeah,
show. So,
yeah.
yeah, Gary, Liverpool leagues. I mean, what's it now? Tottenham, Chelsea, or Liverpool? It was always going to be a tough game. Tough
Yep.
game. a tough draw.
It must be really good. You must be feeling really good that we didn't even talk about the game that just finished like an hour ago.
We'll get into it.
And you're already talking about a team that we don't even play for another 3 games from now.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we're gonna
It's
wait for this to build to a crescendo. Get a few more people in the house, a few more panelists in the house.
Sure.
Gary was here first. I was a little bit late, and Tony.
Surprise,
Tony
right?
gets the fine though, right?
Tony does
That's
not
on
get the
Ray
fine.
time.
You get the
That's not
fine.
Irish time.
Tony's on time for he's on Ray's time, as they say.
Yeah. So Tony, how are you feeling?
I'm
You don't
feeling
have to go
okay
into details if you don't want to. You don't have to go into details, but of course you can if you want to.
Yeah. Friday, I went into the urgent care. That was just kind of sinus, bronchitis type stuff like I had a month ago, but no, I had COVID 3 weeks after my booster shot. So somehow I got it right after a booster shot, which don't know how. It must have been the Omicron variant to get it that fast, but it is what it is. I feel fine. I feel much worse when I actually had the third booster. I felt very, very bad for about 16 hours. High fever, chills, all that stuff. This time I feel perfectly fine. So,
All right. Listen, it was great talking to Noe as well Thursday. So yeah, really Noe, if you want to come backstage, we will drop the link later in the show toward the end. But Tony, good to hear that you feel fine. You're doing okay. The only problem really is that this time of year you had to isolate. You weren't able to go across the road and have a meal with your neighbor.
yeah, second Christmas in a row by myself. Last year in the hospital, this year isolating. Probably until next year. Yay!
Tony, we're going to try and occupy your time for another couple hours
Hey,
here.
but today was good, yeah?
Has 3 points we should have won, Gary.
That's not what I asked. Today was good though, Tony, right?
Did you like the game? Did you enjoy the game? Today was good.
I enjoy scoring goals. We finally did that.
It's like pulling teeth here, folks. He doesn't want to give 5-0 away clean sheet any kind of justice. Come on.
What place
be
were
happy
they, Gary?
about that. Huh?
What place were Norwich?
It doesn't matter. It actually really doesn't matter. We could have been playing Division 1, it doesn't matter. League 1, it doesn't matter, right?
Got to beat who's put ahead of you.
You can only tell how far you are based on how you perform, yeah? So, I guess we'll get into that. But yeah, if you're talking about
that when we finally start playing some good teams.
Yeah, you're not expecting 5-0 versus any of the top 3 teams, are you? So, yeah, we're far away from that right now.
I gotta give Gary props because he and I have argued, not so much argued, but we've had discussions, right, Gary, down through the month.
Heated discussions.
And I think Gary's somewhere in the middle. He provides the balance between myself and a Tony, Do you think that's accurate, Gary?
As I like to say, it's what I see. Yeah. So this is what I see, and kind of that's how I go. I go by what I see. So, yeah.
Hello, you horrible lot, says Tybe. No, he said best performance of the season, and it is the 20th place team, so we're gonna qualify. We're gonna probably qualify what we're saying with that in mind, but there was some cohesiveness up there, Gary, in the front line as well. Saka, Martinelli, and of course Erdegaard and Lacazette. I think the linchpins of these 4 up front.
No, we looked good. Yeah. No, I mean, not too many issues with the front 4 as far as where they played, and clean sheet. So that means the back 4 looked really good. We were attacking from the outsides a lot, so you saw, White played right back today, right? And as I was thinking about it, yes, I would rather have Tomiyasu there, but it was nice to know that he can play out there as well. So we've got some depth because we really don't have a. I don't think we have a right back that Arteta's comfortable with. You know, he
Gary,
play.
sorry, Gary. Reddy said exactly no. Man United struggled against Norwich and won by a dodgy penalty. Now, I thought Norwich played a little bit better against Man United. Maybe Man United made them look better as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking at this
Or
result.
maybe we're a better team.
hmm you got to weigh everything up, Tony. You got to take everything into
What was the
consideration.
result of us versus Man United at the first of the month?
What was our result against Brentford? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter now, does it? Where is Brentford in the table? Can you see them? Because I can't. They're like way down.
Yep,
What's up,
exactly.
Alex?
Shout out
Everybody
to
got talked
Alex.
about
So
last week.
Tayyib just came in. Tayyib, what's
What
up?
place is West Ham at in the form
They're,
table?
are they looking up at us?
They're 13th in the form table.
West
Tony,
Ham? Yeah.
Tony, every given day you get a different challenge. We did what we needed to do against Norwich. Norwich didn't give us much. We were a goal up early on, and I thought we didn't do a whole lot for the majority of that first half until events toward the end of the first half, and we'll get into that one. I'm sort of prefacing where we're going to go with this one, but yeah, Tony, we let them stick around in the game, but I thought I put a tweet out. Tierney, massive mentality, monster mentality, because he wasn't having any of it coming out. He gets his chance. We put the second goal away, and that's kind of where we march on in the second half, Tony, due to Kieran Tierney's second goal.
Yeah, he did good cutting in there, made a good shot. And that's what I'm liking. We're taking shots instead of trying to dribble into the back of a net. We're sitting there actually taking shots. And it's what you like to see.
Yeah, and you would probably have said, Gary, the shot count was pretty low. We had 2 on target for the first half. I think 7 or 8 in general. But we made it count where we needed to in that first half, especially
Yeah.
the Tierney goal.
Yeah, like you said, they they had as many shots on targets as we did in that first half. We just had 2 goals to their nil. So, yeah, I mean that you take away 15 minutes and that's a 0-0 game because we scored early and scored late, which is good. Started off, and after about 5 minutes, I was like, "Well, are we gonna get a score?" And then Saka does what he does, and then like you said, later on towards the end of the half, we get another goal in there just before half. It was
Tierney.
who scored? Tierney, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Erdegaard with a nice
Nice
pass to him. So yeah. No, I mean, I'd like to see us. I like to have seen us score somewhere in the middle of that first half, because I think that we had it. We had opportunities to put ourselves in some good positions to score, but we never ever got to that point. So it's a work in progress. If you score 5 and you're like me, still thinking, you know what, there are some goals or opportunities there for us to get more chances. That's a good thing because it can only get better from there, right? So that's what I'm hoping for.
I think a little bit later we will talk about how it needs to get better. The competition will step up, Tony. Wolves next on Tuesday if it goes ahead. Then we have City at home. Wolves at home, City at home. We will then have Liverpool in the Cup, which you just started to show off with briefly as well at home. And then we go away for about 3 games. Tottenham, Liverpool involved in that as well. So not going to be easy this coming month. So we have to pick up these points where they're available, Tony.
Yeah, I kept saying that pretty much every game, and December was a must-win to me. Didn't like that we didn't win at Everton. So at least got a draw from Man United. But other than that, we did what was expected of us. We've done a lot better since we got rid of our pseudo-captain that should have never been our captain. I don't know how that came with him signing the contract. I don't know what idiot came up with that idea. Let's give him bummering the captain's band.
Yeah. Gary, starting lineup, one change. Tomiyasu, we were later to find out that In fact, a lot of our right backs, Cedric, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and Tomiyasu, all now tested positive
You're forgetting another right back.
for COVID.
Right?
Yeah. Who?
One I like.
Cam Chambers. Okay. All right.
He wasn't on the list. He didn't make the cut. He just wasn't put in the lineup today. So
He had
yeah,
COVID last week.
he must have not been in the right back room when it happened. You know.
And Tomiyasu came down with that injury in the last game as well, Gary. So, out today. But we were able to cope with Ben White at right back, a player who is able to progress the ball. Like I think I said to you, all of you, even if Tierney pushes forward, then you've got three at the back and you've got three established centre backs. So, Gabriel, Holding, and White. And I don't know if it panned out that a lot, but certainly Kieran Tierney was able to get forward a lot.
Yeah. Like I said, he looked good. He looked good playing out right back today. Not his preferred position, but he looked good there. We didn't miss Tomiyasu. Especially in a game like this, we probably shouldn't, but we still had somebody to back him up. At some points during the game, I kept saying White when I meant to say Holding, just because Holding actually looked pretty decent there. As someone told me, it's the Gabriel effect. He makes those around him better. So
Yeah.
and having White on the other side of him probably makes it even better
The fact
as
we're
well.
playing Norwich and he didn't have anything to do.
That's you're just gonna find nothing positive about anything today, are you?
Yeah, I mean,
Can you give me something? I've been asking you to give me something positive. Come on. Holding actually played today and didn't make a mistake. Come on. Right? Holding looked good today. He didn't make a mistake, did he? Tony, did you see him make a mistake? Come on, Tony, tell me.
Did he have a chance to make a mistake?
I didn't ask you that.
Let me ask you this, Gary. If you're in solitary and you're let out for a few hours, wouldn't you be happy that you're out of solitary?
You would think.
Tony, you've been in solitary for about an hour or two. You're on a watch log, then you were in solitary, and now you're out. You're free. Be happy. You got to watch your Arsenal win.
We got a clean sheet today. That's got to be attributed to the back five, right? Got to attribute that to the back five. Did they have opportunities? Not much, but it's clean sheet nonetheless. Nobody goes back and looks at it tomorrow and says, you know what, they played Norwich. A clean sheet's a clean sheet. It's not that easy to do because we've seen it. It's been tough to keep a team out for the entire game. So you got to be focused. We did good.
I think, Gary, that's 9 clean sheets now for Ramsdale in the Premier League, and he's up there with Ederson and I think Alisson.
I think was it 13 we've had is the most we've had, and we're not even halfway, and we're almost halfway, and
that's definitely a stat that Tony can check out because he knew 14 was the draw record as well for Arsenal. So yeah, definitely check that one out, Tony. I cobbled together a Kahoot quiz, so we'll have a little bit of fun with that later. And also, we're going to drop the link in if anyone wants to join us post game, a backstage pass, if you will. I'm wearing some swag today. I got this shirt yesterday, so I like that one. So, the news has joined us as well. 3 becomes 4. Tony's checking that out.
Cool.
I think, hey, Maher.
There's still one more game left today. Wow.
I said, yo.
Hey, Maher.
Did you see the game, Maher? 5-0?
Yeah. Hell no. I just checked the result now. I was checking, the thing is, we just drove from my sister's house from Joburg we left late at about 4. So it's about 2.5, 3 hours. And then when I came, I was like, okay, at least I'll be able to watch a half or something. And then I looked at the results, getting out the car, and I was like, 5-0 full time? Nah, man, I didn't even get to see the game.
Good win. And for the first time this season, we've put 4 Premier League wins together, Gary.
Yeah, and it's been
Five in a row if you include the
been a while.
Sunderland game.
Yeah, so you got to take those are positives regardless of who you play, right? So not everybody gets to do that, as we've seen. So we'll take it. And I saw the stat. I told you guys that in the last 4 matches we've given up 4, 3, 2,
Wardrobe
1.
change.
Yeah, wardrobe. He doesn't even have wardrobe people to help him out there. He got to do it all by himself. See, you're sure it's not as
Uh,
big time as other places.
Shout out to Noe. Noe says, "Hey Gundit, Ray, Gary,
Yo, what up,
Tony,
Noe?
hope you had a great Christmas.
Mr.
We
Bundle.
all we all had a great Christmas.
Yeah.
Tony is suffering from being well, not really suffering, but he's positive with COVID. Had to isolate, so unfortunately, that is probably the bigger evil with this virus is that people are forced to isolate, and not um, spread to other people. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, I think we'll get into the good stuff, Gary. So before we get into the bad stuff is Granit Xhaka. Um, Chris.
When is it not?
I don't know. Do you want to start with Granit Xhaka and then talk about the good stuff? Let's talk about Granit Xhaka first.
Oh, it's your world.
I don't want to be negative and then positive, or be positive then negative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing about Granit Xhaka, let's dive into Granit Xhaka. I don't know what it is. Puts a positive spin on the podcast or a negative one, but we'll finish with positivity with the 5-0 win. Gary, this player cannot seem to avoid drama. He cannot seem to bite his lip and walk away for the greater good of the team. He cannot seem to put a challenge in and leave it at that. He's always got to front, like he's the tough guy, or mouth off. You know what I mean? That's the situation, I think, with Granit Xhaka. And I'm thinking about ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. I'm thinking of captains past. He should be the past. Present, Lacazette, acting like a captain, getting between Xhaka and Max Aarons and actually protecting him from probably getting sent off. I'm thinking about future captains, Tierney and Erdegaard, who are stepping forward and showing the good play, the positive play for us. So anyway, jump in there.
Yeah, as you said, he's part of this leadership group that Arteta wants to lean on in this time of change, and he's showing you why he shouldn't be. Time and time again, he's showing you not only with his actions, some of his performances just aren't where we want him to be, and his timeliness for putting himself out there when he doesn't need to be. Yeah, I mean, when in doubt, book Xhaka. I mean, if you look at this, when he got, I don't know if it was when he got the yellow or when everything started to get. Yeah, I think when things started to get a little bit, touchy, I guess you would say, is I think Martinelli goes down, right, and then I think the ball, and then Xhaka puts a leg in, right, a little bit late.
Yep.
And you're like, what are you doing? You're in position. You don't even have to go down. What is the point of this? And he just
We've
not
seen
thinking.
this.
How is a player supposed to look? Look at him and go, what? This is how we're supposed to play. Because there's no way that is Arteta's style. There can't be. But like we said, but yet he still continues to play. So for all the good that we get out, and this is my Tony segment here. For all the good that Arteta does, Xhaka always shows you why Arteta just isn't there yet. Because you're looking at your leader doing this stuff in a game where you win 5-0. Why is he still in a match? Everything about this doesn't make any sense, right? Zombie's healthy, so he should. I mean, I would have liked to have seen him play today because we're going to need him going forward, right? Maybe he'll play in the next one, but I would have liked to have seen him play today if that was possible.
Yeah, he's on the bench.
El Neni comes in before Zombie. What? All these players that are leaving us. Why? They're leaving us to go away for a couple weeks.
Yeah, but some people have said, let's use the players that are leaving us. So Partey, Pepe came on. El Nene come on. Let's
but
use them before they
who's
go.
start? None of them is starting.
Get the rest into those other players before this schedule that coming. You know what I mean?
The only player that rested today was Emilio Ferrell.
And he
Tomiyasu
needed
is
rest
out
and probably
for
anyway.
COVID, so that's not necessarily him getting rest, right? But Emilio Ferrell is the only player on that bench that really.
And some of the players who came off in the second half as well.
Yeah, but we're talking about after 67 minutes on the leg, and then less than 2 days later they have to go back and play again against a tougher team. Yeah. When today's like we've said, today it was an easier game to play a lot of your players that will allow you to take some of that mileage off your players that could deal with a little bit of a rest.
Let's we'll get into that one in a moment.
What do you mean get into that?
Well, we want to stay on topic about Granit Xhaka here. Stan said,
"Can I not update on the most premier
clean book Xhaka?"
There's a bigger question as to the squad management for the coming months, so we'll use that as a separate topic, Gary. The commentator.
You want to know the clean sheet record, Ray?
Yep, sure.
It's one of our former players, but it wasn't why he's with us. It's why he's at the team in blue. Our other Linden rival.
Check.
Yep,
Peter check.
24
in a season. 24 in a season. Wow. And we have 9 now for Ramsdale in the 35-game season because he only started on September 11th. As Stan said, the commentator on my broadcast, when in doubt, book Xhaka. Let's get through a few comments.
Absolutely. When in doubt.
On my broadcast, Reddy said in my broadcast, they said that's a yellow by default. Yeah.
I don't even know why he was there for. You had Gabriel and Lacazette talking to the ref, and here comes fucking Xhaka screaming at the ref.
You know what? I think I missed that because I was doing a watch along. So I know he slid in. I guess he didn't get carded for that, right?
No.
So he got carded for something later, right? What was that?
He got carded for yelling at the ref.
For verbal.
This is our leader. This is our leadership. So once none of the reporters are going to ask Arteta why someone from his leadership team is getting a yellow for screaming at the officials. But that's the questions they should ask.
Yeah.
Where is your Gary? You know what? In terms of that, no. Where is your discipline? Where is your discipline as a professional player?
Yeah.
If we would die to be playing for our club
doesn't have it
in any position. Personally, I'd be centre back. I'll be everybody's Gabriel. Not Ben White. But where's your professionalism, G? Come on. Even in the workplace. In the workplace, if you're going to lose your cool, what are you going to get? Immediate disciplinary warning. And that's your first and last warning, bro. Next time, you're out of a job. That's it. You're just going to have to struggle.
This is the hill of many.
That was what was bad. It wasn't a minute after. It was like 2 minutes after.
This is the hill that many managers are going to die on, and Arteta could die on if he doesn't get rid in the summertime. He should have got rid.
He won't get rid of him.
A commentator on my broadcast said Preston plays. Xhaka gets his mandatory yellow card.
Absolutely.
He loves the card. He loves to get carded, man. That man loves to get a card. Think about this. This is the way the game started to turn, just like it always does when a team we're playing and we're supposed to beat realizes they're not going to get anything out of this match. And then you see a lot of tough challenges come in there.
He was being smart about it, Gary, because they reset after the midway part of the season.
Yeah.
So now he can go pick up 5 more before he gets suspended.
Yeah.
Smart.
What I was saying is we've seen this before, right? The team has seen this before, so why, they should know, and Xhaka should know. Guess what? This team is gonna come at us now, right? This team's gonna come at us now.
Presto Play said Patino 87 should have brought him on instead of Elneny. The fact that he's getting on the bench makes me hope that he's going to get some games against Liverpool in the cups. There's Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup, so Patino's going to get some games, I think, coming up pretty soon.
He'll get some league games coming on when Partey leaves.
Ex Norwich man, Effin Akoko. Yeah, I mean, Effin wasn't as scathing as I thought he would be about Arsenal. He was somewhat complimentary. The reporters asked Arteta about Oba and got nothing. Yet we moaned when nobody screamed at the ref when that bloke trod on Tomiyasu's face. Yeah.
The thing is,
Yeah, but
guess look who's
but the
doing
point
it.
on this one, Gabriel and Lacazette had already talked to the officials. Zaka's the one that committed the foul, and 3 minutes later comes over and starts screaming at the official. No, Stan. You already had two of
We
your
we
guys.
we are saying Granit Xhaka is lucky. Has been lucky. This is
He should have got a
Leeds.
red card.
Should have been maybe sent off against Leeds.
Should
Today,
have been straight off today. Should have got a yellow, then a yellow for yelling at the ref.
I just think he's maybe not get sent off today, but he's a ticking time bomb. And I posed the question.
And
before
you know
the
what?
end
And
of
to
the year.
Stan's point, it isn't that we don't moan at the officials and scream at the officials. Sometimes it's who's doing it, and the last person I believe Arteta should depend on to go and talk to an official and is one Xhaka, Granit Xhaka. I mean, that's just not. He's not shown good leadership in those type of situations, right? I mean, just not shown good, constraint and definitely no discipline there. I mean, he's not the face of Arsenal when these things come about. I mean, I've always seen him. I've seen him talk in interviews, and he's been pretty good there, but not in a situation where things start to get a little tense in the game. Just doesn't have it. He doesn't have that. And you can always talk about a captain for Switzerland. I don't care because whenever he's playing for Arsenal, I don't see that same guy, and it doesn't matter that the Premier League is different than European football. It doesn't matter. It's the same kind of. It's the same player that we're expecting to have out there, right? And we don't get it. So,
Maya here, you wanted to jump in?
No, I just wanted to say to you guys, just pardon me for about 2 minutes. I just want to go see the highlights. I feel like I've been missing out on basically everything.
Go take a look.
So yeah, guys, just pardon me for a few minutes. I want to go see the highlights. I need to see
just
the throbbing that we gave them.
Mute your phone or log out, and we'll come back in later. Okay, no problem.
Oh, good, my G's. See you in a few.
When he said Norwich players are just trying to get the home crowd going with all those antics, but I thought Granit Xhaka gave them the perfect opportunity to get inserted into the game. This is a little bit like Liverpool, different people, different situation. It was Arteta did that at Liverpool, and got the home crowd going, and the same thing was happening with Norwich, and we were lucky, Gary, that I thought Lacazette behaved like a captain, inserting himself between the player and Granit Xhaka, trying to defuse the situation.
Yeah, and he does all right. I mean, he's not the fiery guy, that we might want right now, but he's definitely the common influence on the game, and people can take some. You could take some heedance from what he does out there on the pitch. So, he's got a collection of them, man. He's got
more cards than Hallmark, and to tie into that, Melvin said Xhaka's going to be selling all of his cards on eBay for a handsome profit. Big up Melvin in the chats. Tony, why is Gary about to get eaten by his old kit? Yeah. A supersized Ian Wright kit behind you.
Yeah.
Gary, is Lacazette worth a punt, giving him a contract extension?
If Aubameyang is gone, definitely.
You would give him a deal?
Yeah, I would give him a deal. We don't know how much it's going to be for, how much he's looking for. Like, is he going to get paid more to go 2 play? Years. Is he going to get paid the same amount to go play for, play wherever he wants to, wherever he gets to go? Will he get paid more playing for Arsenal, even if it's either for the same or amount or a little bit less? I think, and he's loved here. The players love him, right?
Yeah.
The manager knows he can depend on him, and I think he's been okay with whatever Arteta's, presented to him in terms of game time. So will that change? Hopefully, because he's not going to be with us long. They're just going to have to make sure that, if Aubameyang's gone and they can save some money on that exit, then it's time, right? Yeah, it's time to move anyways.
Here's the deal. here's the deal: Aubameyang moves on, and we go out in the summer and get a premier center forward, and Lacazette can be that secondary striker again. I'm not against it, not against it, but I would like to maybe. It's going to be difficult to move on from two aging strikers when we don't really have
Yeah,
anything
you'd have to get then you'd
right
have
now.
to get a young one too because we don't have a good enough young
Mhm.
striker. So that would be 3 strikers, which isn't gonna happen.
A 1 year extension should be sufficient for us and Laka. He would probably want the security of 2 years press to play, even if it would just mean that he would be with us for 1 year. He would like that security in his contract. You
Yeah,
know?
maybe it's a plus. Maybe it's a 1+1 kind of a contract deal or something like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
to see, to see how he. Because in general, I don't. We need to stop having to depend on him as much as we do now,
yeah.
right? I mean, he's eventually
There's no
going to have
way.
to. His body will wear down the more we lean on him, and we don't necessarily want that. So,
Yeah.
and I think he might get more playing time somewhere else in the future, but this is his time here is dwindling down. It should be.
Melvin is telling us Arsenal Wolves off official on the Premier webpage, and we feared these things would happen, Gary, and
Yep.
that's why I was kind of happy that we went with a very strong team aside from Tommy Essie, who we could not field today. I think the current situation with COVID is dictating that you maybe go with your best team, but I think Arteta's been playing that way for most of the season anyway.
He's even been playing that way in cup games for the most part.
Yeah, yeah.
We've been very lucky. None of our
Pretty
games have been
strong, pretty
canceled.
strong in the cup outside of Nketiah, a few other players like that. So yeah, Granit Xhaka, the liability. I thought Lacazette played well, played the armband well today, and got his goals well. Happy he got that penalty, and I said I'd put my house on that he was going to score after missing against West Ham. Not that I'm a big time gambler, but
Well, he put the ball in a different position than the last 3 goal penalty kicks that we've missed. Put it in the air, right? At the least, he put it in the air, and the goalkeeper went the wrong way, and it was an easy goal. So yeah,
His
been
last
putting it.
one was a good free kick. It was hard and down low, but got stopped.
they good stutter step as well. I'm ready said at least our players will get some rest before City, Tony. I mean, we haven't been in a situation where we've had to abandon or postpone any of our games. There's some other teams out there, Tottenham and United, namely, who have a number of games
Yeah.
in hand. At least we will get some rest before City. I think that's a game we can really just go at them because between City on the Saturday, early, it's the first game Saturday. We don't play until Thursday, the Liverpool game. So I think we get some rest before City, Tony, and have a real go at them. And this is a benchmark game, right?
That's what you'd hope to see, but Arteta always wants to play that counter-attacking style. I hope we go for him because that's what's been working. We've been winning when we're just going out trying to shoot as much as we can. And those games are shooting 6 to 8 shots a game, and we're losing the game. Might as well go out fire 20. If you lose fire in 20 shots and you lose fire in 20 shots, at least you give it a go.
What's scary? Give me a little bit of trauma, Gary, is when Tony was talking about City, and I'm thinking, don't try to do something fancy again. Don't try to outwit the master. This is what the trap that Arteta's fallen into versus City previous
That's what he
season.
does against all the top four, and it just doesn't work.
Do what's been working. Put your best team out there, Gary.
There's something to be said about playing what's in front of you, and if you're, we're going to play four in the back against any of the teams in the bottom half of the league, right? In the top side of the league, you need to be a little bit more, have a little bit more control, which leads you to believe you should be going to 3 at the back, and that's what you need to do, and that's what teams who keep the game manageable and not out of hand do, right? They kind of go. Not too many teams can play 4 at the back and match wills with a City or a Liverpool, right? So why not? Yeah, why not? Right. So we haven't seen us play a solid 3 at the back, but we need to. We've got a whole week to figure that out, and we have the ability to counter with something like that if you were to put Tierney and Saka out wide, right, playing wingers, right? So we could do it. Whether Arteta does that is to be said. And to me, that's a simple answer to what to do, right? I'm not too up on tactics, but we were able to get something from City, Liverpool, and Chelsea when we, or I think Chelsea when we did play three at the back. Nothing's changed. Those teams have only, in some cases, have gotten better, healthier, right? So why not, right? So I would say, play the margins in your favor, and the margins say, have a little bit more structure in your defense, maybe some more people back, and take advantage when you have a chance. And if Saka, the way he played today, if he gets opportunities, hopefully he'll score, right? So, yeah, why not? Why not? And I don't think we can play forward to back end match up with them. I think it worked for a little bit against Liverpool, right? But then eventually we were just waiting for a goal to happen, right? Eventually they just figure out what we're doing, and the next thing you know, you're in trouble, and then they get an easy opportunity to score, and they score, and then the game's over. So we need to be disciplined once again in the game, and that means Arteta as well with what he does in the lineup, right? No, there's no reason to do any weird changes and formations,
false nines, none of that.
No reason to do nothing. Yeah,
Zach as the lone central defensive midfielder.
Yeah, that would be really poor, right? That'd be really poor.
Yeah, I think we are.
If he did something like that,
we are a better team with a double pivot, not a single pivot. And I will argue with you. If Tony, you're going to take the opposite side, I will argue till the cows come home on that one. Stefan said,
What did we do the other day? What did we use? A single pivot.
The other day against who?
The cup game.
Which team? Sunderland. Two divisions down. There's probably 50 teams between Manchester City and Sunderland.
We still use the single pivot.
We are not doing the same thing against Sunderland, against Manchester City that we did against
Sunderland. I think Zombie with a single pivot would work.
We are a better team with a double pivot.
Think Zombie will be able to hold up against City by himself?
I think with Gabriel and White behind him, yeah.
The problem isn't Gabriel and White. The problem is Zombie by himself.
Yeah.
With by himself. That's the problem. Whether or not he can do it, I'm not sure. We haven't seen it against the top teams, right?
Yeah.
Our back line is fine. It's just the problem is right in front of them every game. Anytime we have problems, everybody in front of that back line is just letting them down. And we're not there yet.
Who would you rather have there? Zombie or Zaka?
We don't have that player on the pitch yet. Oh, sorry, in the squad.
We don't have a single pivot player that's able to.
Yeah, but he's talking about any midfielder. Gary is.
I'm not talking about any
midfielder.
We don't have it in the squad. Gary just.
I'm not talking about any midfielder. I'm just saying
we need that player.
Yeah, no. I'm not
saying. We don't have Yaya Toure. We don't have who else is out there, Gary. That can do that.
No. Yeah. I don't think we have. We don't have the player that we would like to put in that position. I mean, Basuma would have been that player, right? You put Basuma back there, and maybe you go, okay, now we got that player.
I still don't like a single pivot. I'm just stuck on.
If you have the player, then it works, right? But if you don't have the player, then of course you're not going to like it.
I would like to see the player. Yes, definitely. Great result against the Budgies today. Well done, Arsenal. Ipswich are the rivals to Norwich, I believe. Hello, everyone. Hope you had a great Christmas. Yep. Tony is out of solitary confinement, so he's happy. You wouldn't believe it. He's happy. And on Thursday,
I'm still in confinement. I'm just with you guys.
Yeah, well, you're happy, right? You're happy to hang out with us?
Yeah.
I see you smiling.
He gets an hour of freedom every day. He gets an hour of freedom.
Tony, you get that sunlight. You ever see that? What is it? I forgot which show it was, but which movie it was. But they get to go out in the sunlight for like an hour, right? Otherwise, he's in the dark dungeon. So
Wolves fixture has been postponed. Big Skinner. So yeah, we're gonna be off for a week or so. Just like Brownie Stefan is also a secret gooner. Yep.
I felt like I was in the opposite of 28 days later. Just everybody else having fun, and I'm just stuck here like
Might not get
everybody's
much
having fun.
rest against City, says Stefan. And the assemble is here. A great result!
You
Exclamation
better
mark.
read it before it's redacted, right?
Let's hope this is how Arsenal will play on to the end of the
It
season.
doesn't get redacted in
Remember,
StreamYard, so he
this
can't
was
hide
Norwich.
from us.
This
Everybody else
was
though,
Norwich.
read the assembles messages though.
I did in full. I did. Great results. Let's hope Arsenal play like this till the end of the season. They have to. I think Arteta's been doing that, but obviously, 20th place. Gary did only won 2 games out of 17, and
Yeah.
we did what we needed to. We won 5-0.
Read
You know?
Stefan's last comment.
Yeah, but he's on that Tony, whatever that Tony. You're all drinking from the same juice, right?
Yeah, I would read the emojis, Tony, rather than the text.
But you know what? If you don't, it's supposed to. If you win these matches 5-0, then you're like, okay, it's what I expect. But if you win it 1-0, what are you gonna say then? You can't say, all right, 1-0 win over Norwich is terrible, but
Like our home
5-0
win.
isn't good enough.
Yeah.
How does that work? Give me something, you know?
Right. To convince Tony, Gary, just quickly compare and contrast our 2 games with Norwich. Now we played them at home and we played them away. Have you
Yeah.
seen a vast difference between the 2 games?
Yeah, how did we score in that Norwich game? Wasn't it just a free kick?
It was
right?
a Pepe deflected shot off the upright. It comes to Aubameyang. He's able to.
Oh, that's how we scored that one. I think it was the other one where we scored on the free kick. But yeah, so in that stretch of games, right, it was 2 games, I think, back to back. We won 1-0 versus teams we're supposed to come in and dominate.
Yeah.
And now, if you look at all the games we've won since in the last like 4 or 5 tries, teams we're supposed to win against, teams we're supposed to compete against, we've basically been, at least from the scoreline, handled them and got the point. So the team is looking much better. They're playing whatever style Arteta wants them to. They're seeing the games out. You know,
Southampton, West Ham. Who did we beat 4-0 recently? Leeds. Really, really weak Leeds. 4-0.
Yeah.
4-1.
West Ham was depleted and we beat them like we're supposed to, right?
Yeah. Pick up points, Tony, where you need to. Now, City.
That's what I've been saying. We had to pick
Well,
up
you're
all the
upset
points we
about
could
it.
before the
But you
year
seem
was
to be
out.
upset about it, Tony.
The second from Saka and the no-look pass from Will Smith-Rowe.
I'm not going to jump over the moon because we beat them 5.
We're not jumping over the moon, but we are happy with the result.
Anytime Norwich lose, it's great. It just so happens every week. So listen, let's get into the goals. We talked about Granit Xhaka. He is that firecracker that all you need to do is have a spark. He's going to go off and he's going to be a detriment to one of our games.
What he was doing there.
A sequence. I said before, Granit Xhaka plus a certain frequency of games results always will result in a red card. And didn't we all worry when he accidentally trod on the midfielder's toe that he would get a yellow card, a second yellow card for that? You know, Granit Xhaka is just that liability on the field. But Tony, let's get into the game. Saka getting the first goal early doors, 6th minute. Great play from Ødegaard, Martinelli, Tierney, and Lacazette, all combining on the left-hand side to get the ball and transfer it quickly to Ødegaard. Ødegaard, who would go on to have a great game for us, provides the pass to Saka. And I know I was thinking just like Gary, because we talked about this, Gary, just get that shot off Saka. And he nearly delayed, Tony. Nearly delayed too much. But he got a shot away.
Every time Saka has the ball, I always get that in the back of my head, Gary, just telling him to shoot. It's just like all the fans just shouting at Xhaka from 45 yards away to shoot the ball. When Saka's close, he needs to shoot it.
I think it's because
he was really close in the first part of the season to goals. Then kind of later on, he hadn't been as close. Now he's getting his shooting boots back. He just needs to shoot as much as possible.
Everybody, Gary, everybody sees he's got the talent. He's got the play. We call it the 80-20, right? I think someone else you referenced called it 80-20. He gives you 80% solid play, but 20% end product. And we want to see it tip the scales a little bit more closer to 50-50, right?
No, well, 80 just means what Tedder is expecting out of him, right? He gives the 20% is that finishing that he needs to add to his game to be a complete player, right? And the extra touch today did not hurt him, but if that was a City or a Liverpool team, as soon as he took that extra touch, they're just going to close him out, and he's not even going to get the shot off most likely, right? In those type of situations, so that's why when you look at something like that, and then you look and you wait until we play a better team, he probably doesn't even get that opportunity because they've already closed him out once the ball's in the air, once the pass is being made. So that's why he needs to, get it out from under his feet quickly, meaning hit it one time, or he needs to have his feet prepped and ready to go.
Seems that Saka always wants to come in a little bit on his left foot, so that must be his favorite foot.
Yeah, and you know what? He could have gone to the far corner with his right when he first got that ball. If he just kind of volleyed it, but not volleyed it, but just one touched it across the goal. Goalkeeper's not going to get it at that point. He still went there anyways with the left foot, but it would have been nice to see that right foot try to cross through there as well. And with Emile Smith-Rowe having a summer off, and we seeing the improvement from last season to this one with the time off that he had, and I'm assuming he worked on the things that were lacking in his game. Right, we're seeing. Anytime Emile Smith-Rowe comes onto the pitch, we expect goals now, right? We expect a goal. And this is 4 games. What is it? He's got 4 substitutions in a row. He's scored.
Crazy.
4.
Having a great
season. That doesn't happen, and he's potentially a starter for us. So, have to figure out where to put him.
8 goals in the league now.
That's why you want to see the single pivot, because him and Odegaard can play together, right?
No. The
you don't have that play though, Tony. Who is that player?
Fuck, we can go out and buy him.
Yeah, exactly. You can go out and buy him, but we don't have him.
Stephen OT, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Would appreciate it. Saka met his chance. That's not what's not been happening for years with Arsenal players. Gary, I heard the commentator say Angus Young, and I remembered an older gun who used to be a Norwich player, a Norwich goalkeeper. I checked it out. Brian Gunn, who used to play for Norwich in the 90s, is in fact his father. So young Angus following in Brian Gunn's. And we see that, Schmeichel, Peter Schmeichel, and
but the little gun has had a rough day today.
Little Gun had too many Arsenal, too many guns for Little Gun. Gets the shot away and just gets past him. But
Gunners outgunned him.
Just enough pace on it for Saka. We're just talking about the first goal now here.
Oh yeah, beautiful. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Erdegaard. Instead of
no, I said oh my god. We know my feelings on Odegaard.
I thought Odegaard was a shoot it to start with.
Yeah. This seems
the way
to be,
Saka turned.
Erdegaard seems to be the provider, Tony, and he's going to provide, and he provided for Saka in that situation.
And I mean, the way Saka just was supposed to be.
No, guys, don't say that. Ozil, we loved Ozil at one point or another.
Tony, do you think this is where we always do this as Arsenal fans? So I'm going to continue it. Okay, I'm going to compare Erdegaard to a past Arsenal player. Could he be as good as Cazorla?
No. Boo! Boo that opinion.
This is you just basically trying to rile up Tony, because he's like, this is where I don't want you to go.
I'd compare him more to Rosicky than Cazorla was more defensive.
Right.
Oh no, he's still got a long way to go.
Comparison, right?
No,
if we compare to any of those.
You've justified Erdegaard playing alongside the single pivot.
Yeah, but there'd be two attacking. There'd be him and Smith-Rowe together.
Yeah, but they'd have to do some midfield work if there's a single pivot. Anyway, that's just what Arsenal fans do. Erdegaard can be himself, Mahir. He doesn't have to be the new.
When I look at Erdegaard and Cazorla, I don't see the similarities there to go.
Rosicky
There
Right.
was
was scoring.
similarities.
No,
Well,
and I
Rosicky
mean,
was scoring goals. Why didn't you go
it's
with
just
Rosicky? You look like
two
old
different style
Rosicky. Why
players
didn't you
to
go with
me. Doing, the
Rosicky?
results probably look the same, but it's not the same.
Ray, you went with the wrong midfielder. Go with your lookalike.
All right, Rosicky maybe. I'm old Rosicky now. Cazorla was four
No, but
passes
like even that, no.
of
Like
Ozil.
was 4 passes ahead of Ozil.
Also,
So you
Cazorla
can
was
imagine
always
how far.
a
So you
busier
can
player.
imagine how far goes. Santi was. Santi was sick, guys. You don't understand. And even Rosicky, man, even Tomas, the Mozart.
Right.
That's
Let's
what they
stick
call
it.
him, the Mozart.
We can
I
certainly
mean,
stick a pin in this
levels.
one, and I'll come back and tell you guys. I told you. I was first one to tell you.
No, the Mozart.
I was the first to tell you Arteta might be okay. You know what I mean?
Oh my
Why wouldn't you
Anyway,
goodness.
compare him to somebody like Fabregas? Carzola's a totally different player.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I just you just look at the highlights of the
Oh.
two players, and I don't think the highlights of Erdegaard match those of Cazzola. Just on the ball, just not. No, it's just yeah, it's not the same, and I don't want to compare him. That's like Emil Smith Rowe, and I think people are comparing Bergkamp, I think is what they're saying or something like that, and it's like
Yeah.
what
My,
let's not do that.
And
I just want
no,
Emil
it's
Smith Rowe to
just
get better just a little bit each day. That's all I want.
let's
Wait, hold on.
just let the players be who they're going to be, right? And of course, I'm the one who asked the question. Okay, as the host, I got to take that heat. Ozil didn't want to put the mileage in. Erdegaard does. Tony,
Yeah,
I disagree with that because on all the stats, Ozil always outran all the other Arsenal players. Even though he looked lazy as fuck, he put
well,
the
what did that
miles in.
say about us 6 years ago? I know. Hopefully, we are turning the corner in terms of culture and bringing players in who want to be. I mean, I was listening to. I don't listen to Arteta's press conferences much, but the enthusiasm of these young players together. Hopefully, we're going to get the benefit of that. They're working hard together, and he grew up in La Masia as well in that environment.
That's what I expected earlier this month. I expected wins against Man United and stuff because I expected all them young players to click, and they just weren't clicking.
My here getting serious heat about the white colors.
Where the hell is Gary at
No,
now?
it was just a white. It's just a white T-shirt.
Yeah, the lily whites. And listen, in
He's gone
Gaelic
again.
football, I come
you
from
didn't.
a.
See, you supposed to. You didn't even. You went from white to black. That can't be a good change if you're talking about that team, right? I'm not even gonna give them the. I'm not even giving them the better. I'm not even saying their name. So you got to go red or blue, or
Guys,
yellow.
I'm looking to get an old school tee, old school jersey.
Arsenal one.
One with, yeah, JVC or
I got a
Nike or something.
JVC. Yeah, I got a
There's
JVC.
a
I
site that
need.
I've seen where you can do some of that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, listen, I come
Oh,
from Ireland, and in Gaelic football, my home county is still there. They are known as the Lily Whites, but I'm not going to wear white. I'm not going to wear white on an Arsenal podcast, other than our own shirts. You know what I mean?
Now, guys, I just got home, and I got home from a 2-hour journey also. And then I was just like, hey, now I got the Pirates keep
You got the Pirates kit on now. So listen, stick
so
around.
much
I
funny.
cobbled together
I
a
love these
quick
guys.
Kahoot quiz. It's an interactive quiz, so download the app and be ready for toward the end of the podcast. Gary, we talked about the first half. I'm a little bit irritated about the referee stopping the game as well. The referee's supposed to be part of the game. The ball rebounded to Martinelli, and he stops the game. You're supposed to keep the game going. But
Actually,
anyway,
you know what? The rules say no.
have they changed now?
Yeah. The rule is the official isn't part of the game,
Okay.
the field like you think he is. So, I mean, yeah, it doesn't happen too often, but when it does, and usually it doesn't matter that it hits him. But this time it did matter because we did have an opportunity to attack them, and I kind of stalled once he put his hands up. But yeah, so yeah, no, now that they are
They
supposed to
changed the
stop it now.
rules
So
this year finally.
Okay.
yeah,
If anyone wants to talk to us at the end of the podcast when we close out the show, um, we'll drop a link. You can come backstage and just talk to us. We're regular fans. We're not celebrities. We're just regular fans, like the rest of
We're
you.
a family.
We're a
Gary
family.
is. He's on every Arsenal.
I'm not a star. Come on.
Stephen, I was born in Dublin, but I grew up in Kilcullen, a small town in Kildare. Stefan Ozil thrived when he had people like Ronaldo and Benzema around. Okay,
Ray had that
Is
leprechaun
there a
accent
team?
being from the
There
south.
is a team in South Africa named Orlando Pirates. Yes.
Yeah, Orlando Pirates.
BX, I checked the Arsenal direct store, but the import duties to bring those items in are absurd. Gary, we talked about the first half, and quite possibly Xhaka waking up Norwich, but then Tierney.
Well, you didn't. Did we talk about Tierney's goal?
No, we're getting there
No,
right.
Ray skipped
Oh, I
it.
thought you were going into the second half
I'm
already. Okay.
leading you right in there.
Oh,
Granit
okay. Sorry,
Xhaka
sorry.
almost woke up. Was waking up Norwich to be, playing us hard, and Tierney and Erdegaard between them are not having any of this. They're going to kill the game off in the first half with that pass from Erdegaard.
Yeah, no, it just looks nice when it pans out and you see that ball swing out to Tierney. And he's got all the space in the world out there, and goalkeeper has no chance, and he puts the ball far corner. Really good work there from the team. Like you said, it was I forgot who touched it before Erdegaard, but it was really good.
Gary,
I wish I was international. If I was international superstar, then I want to see the superstar bank account. That's what I want to see.
I think it's the
It's
green
because you
screen.
haven't made your South American debut yet.
Oh, is that they're holding out on that? Wait, when that completes it, when I do that, then I'm in.
Tony,
Then the money just starts
Don't worry,
rolling in.
Gary, we're writing up the
Can't count it
contract,
fast
bro.
enough.
We're writing
Tony,
up a new contract.
it's the green screens. If you put something behind you, you look more important.
Is that what
Gary's
it
in the
is? Is
middle
that
of
all
the
it is?
street.
That's what's holding you back, Ray?
Ah, beautiful is that? He's in the middle of the street.
I got a section of fans here as well. Okay.
No, you definitely got some friends out there. I don't know how much you paid him. I
True.
mean,
Yeah,
you
we
got some
should
friends
dice
out there.
actually. We
That's
say
just his family
I-
members that come on Sunday when
Pay
they're
my
bored.
nephew. I got to pay my nephew to come in and say.
Yeah, he's like, here's
Nephew and
50
niece
pence.
that come
Yeah,
on
go and
Sundays.
get some
Mhm.
candies.
Gary, you don't want to loan your sister some money,
If I
Gary?
have that money, I'll loan it to you. You're not gonna like the rates though.
Interest rates are high. Interest rates are
It's a
high.
tough market right now.
The Bank of Gary.
Well, Gary, I just love the way Tierney put that away.
No, that was really nice, right? And we're seeing some really good finishing in these games, right?
Yeah.
Some really good finishing, and that's been really good. I mean, the Saka one to start, the Tierney one, really nice, and
Oh, really, really.
we knew we
beautiful.
had it. We knew we had that in our game. We just didn't see it enough, and now we're starting to see it. And even today, we saw it, and I'm still disappointed that we didn't see a lot of it because we still left. And I'm glad that we're losing. We're leaving goals on the pitch because eventually, when we need them, the players will be ready to go. So, yeah.
I'm in favor. I'm in favor of anyone here who wants to poke Gary. So I definitely will show your comment up here at the most opportune time possible. Tony, that Tierney goal, 2-0. We go in at halftime 2-0, and I just love Tierney, and I thought that was players are auditioning for the captaincy. I think this season, and he's putting his 2 cents worth in.
Yeah, we started off the season or the show. You kind of asked me about the goal. I thought it was a good cut, good goal. As far as our auditioning, it seems like it's between Lacazette and Gabriel because Gabriel's sitting there constantly talking to the referees. Lacazette's doing a lot of talking to the referees. To me, those two are kind of putting their hands up the highest for the captaincy. To me, I think it should be Gabriel because he shows it on the pitch. He's going over there talking to the referee. He's the only one that goes out there and defend players when they get knocked on their ass.
Lacazette did it today. He defended Granit Xhaka.
Yeah, but
Jeez.
Ray, let's go through the sequence. Gabriel and Lacazette were talking to a referee why Granite was being a dumbass like he always is. Then Lacazette came over to save him. But
No, on two occasions, Lacazette got in between the player and Granit Xhaka.
Oh, you have to with the idiot, don't you?
Huh?
Said, don't you have to?
And the same thing happened with Ben White as well. I thought it was a little bit confrontational in that challenge as well. You know, you kind of want to see it in some ways, where you want them to walk that line of not getting yellow cards. You know.
Yeah, both of them were closer to getting. I don't know how Granite they get a red card because he did the tackle that should have been a yellow. Then he went over there and harassing the referee for no reason. I don't know what he was doing.
Martinelli was very unlucky to get his goal chalked off. It was a hell of a finish. He was
Hell of a finish.
about a yard offside though.
Yeah. He you know what? He gave up. He didn't realize he needed to go.
He was
took an extra
too
step.
forward, then he walked
He would have
back.
been. Yeah, he was kind of. I would say he was being a little lazy. That's me, just punishing because if he takes an extra 2 steps, he's on side and just turns around real quick, and the ball's there for him. So he you know, he kind of like he'll look at that. Hopefully, they look at that tape and they see, you know what, you came back, but you just didn't make sure you were on side when you looked. You never looked over to his left. He just was looking back.
Deflected shot up over the goalkeeper as well. Young
really
gun.
Nice. Yeah.
Young gun beaten by another gunner. But
you see I don't know if you put that up there, Stefan's my rates, you know, on the loan payback. Yeah,
still
they're
paying
really tough.
$1 million loan back to Gary at 1,000.
And I've got collectors all over the world, so you know, with bats. So just beware.
Yeah,
Gary, can I see you? Gary, after the show, can I see you in my office, please?
He hasn't cracked the South American market yet, Tony, because that's a very, very competitive one.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of competition out there. I don't want to get.
You don't want to mess with that.
Competition all over the world, so I got to be careful where I go. So
Tony's on the move again. I think Reddy likes me poking Tony a little bit here. Tony goes, but Ray. I didn't see what you saw.
What the fucking asshole?
Ray was wearing blinders.
Right here, let's talk to us about Tierney and that goal, my here. You saw it on the highlights?
Oh my days. Come on. You already know how much we love Tierney. And when he's on his game, he's really on his game. There's nothing nothing's gonna stop him from scoring. Running on that flank, amazing pace, outpacing their left backs and some of their centre backs, and slotting it away so coolly. That was such a calm and cool collect. I want to see many more years of goals from Tierney, just like that. Yeah. Outstanding pace.
I am
making it look so easy.
Gary, did your dad show up now?
I've always got to give Gary props because, you know, when I was saying, well, Tavares is playing pretty well, and Gary was like, who's our number one left back?
Yeah, who's our number one, Brett?
They were very even at the time, but Tierney's kicked on.
No, long term, Tavares will probably be there to replace him. But right now, when you get a healthy Tierney, you're going to be happy with it. That's what you're seeing. I mean, his defense actually looks really good today. I know it's Norwich, but the defense looks better. Yeah, so there you go.
But Gary, that's the difference between Tierney and Tavares. Tavares is more an attacking left back. But Tierney knows his defensive duties also.
Yeah.
That's what makes him so lovable. He knows when to be right back there and say, oh, listen here, shut up, shop. Other times like relentless.
Meyer, Mr. Howell's in the house. He said, West Ham is my second favorite team. Obviously, it's the Arsenal first. Unfortunately, West Ham didn't come through today. They're sliding a little bit.
Yeah.
They're stuck in between building a squad and trying to maintain what they're doing in Europe.
They're
And
13th in the
finding,
form table, Ray. 13th.
yes, they've had a
Yeah, but
difficult.
you expected to see a dip, right, this season, being that they were had to
This
play
is a
they had to play in Europe.
nosedive, not a dip.
No, but this is what you expect. This is a dip because if they weren't playing in Europe, would they be playing this way? Probably not, because they were playing good last season, right? Without it, you add this to it. Doesn't matter if you don't have the
But more
squad,
pressure.
then you're gonna have it's gonna look like it does today. And I don't think shouldn't be a surprise. They need to have guys healthy, and that's just not going to happen.
We've been there, Gary, so we're not surprised because they've basically taken our spot in Europe, and we haven't had the squad to sustain.
How about you and Gary to comment about Stan's comment there?
The outcry at the decision to sell Martinez seems like a distant memory now. It's so distant I can't even remember.
It's
Who's Martinez?
I know it's Martinez. What are they talking about?
Who is he?
That goalkeeper you brought up every week, no matter what the hell.
You know what? We wouldn't think about it. If we would have sold Leno and we had Martinez, would we need a Ramsdale?
No.
Tell me.
What
so
a decision.
It goes.
Sometimes.
We need. Would Martinez has got a lot of confidence now that he knows he's playing, right? Hopefully, it would only gotten better for us, right? Would he be a Ramsdale? Probably not. Not the way that Ramsdale has been interactive, but we would have been solid at the back, right? We would have still been probably looking for another
Gary's
leader.
Still defending it.
I'm not defending. I'm actually telling you. I'm telling you, Ramsdale
That
is
is
actually pretty
basically
good.
saying-
What do you mean?
We would have been
I'm
able
saying
to
it's just an added transaction we didn't have
bonus,
to make,
yeah.
right?
We sold him for way more than he was worth.
Sometimes, Tony, things work out for the best, and in this case, it did work out for the best. We had some short-term pain, which we discussed, and yes, we discussed more about Ramsdale's fee than his abilities at the time.
We sold our backup goalkeeper who could have been our starter, and then still had to go out and buy another starting goalkeeper. Right, because you think when you sell your backup goalkeeper, that means you've got a solid number one, right? At least that's my thinking, and that didn't happen. They realized they didn't have it. For me, I think Matty Ryan is the reason why they realized they didn't have a starting goalkeeper, because Matty Ryan, to me, showed what was missing.
Yeah.
Right.
When you see it, you believe it, and you saw the communication that he was having in the maybe I don't know how many games he played for us, but when he did play games for us, he was pretty decent. Matty Ryan was. Tierney was a prospect at Celtic.
Very comfortable.
Martinez has already blamed his time at Arsenal after his defeat against Chelsea tonight. He already put the tweet out before.
It reminds me of my time in Arsenal,
Really, that was an Arteta decision. Stan, it doesn't. We should have two keepers who are good but have different temperaments, which would come in handy for different opponents. Remember Sheldon and Clements. I don't know if you can get keepers that have different temperaments. You just need two solid goalkeepers.
I think Leno was, but he had the revolving door of a back four in front of him was his problem last year.
We still saw against Sunderland. Leno was not communicating very well against Sunderland. You still see a player.
I just said that, Ray. Are you not paying attention?
But you're trying to say that Leno
He's
was
a good shot stopper. Is he not?
But that's the only thing, right?
Did he have a revolving door front?
It doesn't matter because Matt Ryan played behind that same back four, and it looked different.
We had 36 different starting 11s last year. 36.
But did it not look different when Matt Ryan was playing behind that back
36 starting.
All right, Tony, but you can answer the question. We got the number 36 burned in our brains now. Did it not look different with Matt Ryan, Tony?
What? I heard Matt Ryan.
Did it not look different? Did it not look different with a different goalkeeper behind?
Yes, because look I've always criticized Leno for not communicating enough. He doesn't lead for troops.
There you go. There you go. Mahir, somebody said, I think it was Stefan, Tierney was a class act. And, he really enjoyed that goal as well, Tierney did, because he knew, first of all, we broke the back of Norwich. We got the second goal. We're going in at halftime, not 1-0 up, but 2-0 up.
You see, that's just the thing about having a left back that's not only defensive, knows when to attack, knows when to stay behind, and like Stefan said, he was a class act at Celtic. Is the
Celtic.
reason why we looked and we said, "Whoa, hey, we need to go after this. We are weak in that position." And I mean, I know there still is another person that we shall not name there at left back, but
Then
I
we
haven't
spent
seen
4
him.
months getting a guy.
Yeah, but like all these things, like you say, Ray, Tony, Gary, these things were meant to be. This was meant. Destiny was meant. Same going back to the goal situation, goalkeeping situation. Yes, we would have loved it, and we have talked about it multiple times, but it was meant that was supposed to happen. Ramsdale was supposed to come in for Leno, who's not performing, and we were meant to be like, oh my God, we actually underestimated this signing. And long may it many, many more years of that. Ramsdale, you always in our prayers wherever you are, bro.
We saw the interview as well. He actually tried to force through the move as well, and for Arsenal to pay less and all that stuff.
Wow, look at that, eh? Who would have thought?
Yep. Gary, we come out in the second half pretty early. Well, not pretty early. 67th minute. Saka eventually gets second goal. Again, cutting in on the left, on his left foot and getting a cleaner shot, a harder shot away in the same corner.
Yeah. I mean, it looked really good. Yeah, it was a good day from, huh? It was a good
Snowing
day.
in Vancouver.
Snowing on all the upper west coast.
You can always play in the snow.
That
right?
is true.
Always.
You guys ever do a whitewash? You know what that is?
A
I don't know
whitewash.
if we want to know what a whitewash
Nah,
is.
it's nothing bad. It's just when you grab somebody and you basically smash their face into the snow. That's all.
Okay.
Oh, like an RKO into the snow. Like a DDT.
It's like a reverse snowball fight.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bring the face to the snow, not the snow to the face.
Oh, and it's Gary out of nowhere with the RKO.
Never too late to play in the snow. Exactly. Anytime.
Yeah, you might as well. You know what? When it happens, you should enjoy it. There'll be a time when you're like, I'm not going out there. So
It's not like we
It's
were
not
playing
dirty,
in the snow.
Gary.
Arsenal were playing in the snow. Saka gets a second goal, and it's a brace for him, Gary.
yes, really good. And when you do the watch along, it doesn't all sink in because I don't get to relive it as well. I had to watch the replay sometimes, but yeah, that's. I mean, who gave him? It was Lacazette that gave him the pass, right? So, yeah,
Yes.
it was a good day from Saka. I mean, he looked good for those opportunities that he had. So it was good to see. So yeah, I can't say too much because, like I said, I'm still kind of. I did see it, but
Processing.
Yeah.
Ready to know it's not that he costs 45 million extra to replace what we already had. It's like buying White. It's cost 24 million extra to replace Saliba, when all we had to do was not loan out Saliba. Yeah, I mean, the fact that Saliba is getting minutes, though, we shall see what happens. The assemble that's a slow cooker. Saliba is slow cooker. We don't know what's going to happen with him. We don't know what the plan is. The assembled, and a lot of times we've talked about what the plan could be, and we've not been right about it. So we hope that the club has a plan for Saliba, and it involves him being part of Arsenal for the coming years. Now, many will not feel that's the case, but we won't know until we see the cake coming out of the oven, Tony. 3-0 up, Tony. I'm like, we need a clean sheet. Finish this game with a clean sheet, and then substitutions happen. Partey is off. El Neni's on. Saka comes off in the 78th minute, and Pepe comes on. And then final sub. Are we going to protect Lacazette? Or are we going to protect Erdegaard? And actually, it's Martinelli we're protecting. And Emile Smith-Rowe comes on in the 81st minute.
Sorry, I'm rewatching Zaka trying to kick Saka after his goal. Did you see it?
Saka?
Zaka was trying to kick Saka.
Xhaka.
Yeah.
In a nice way.
No. He tried twice to kick him in the back of the leg when he's running to celebrate his goal. I don't know what
Not on purpose, I'm sure. Anyway.
It was on purpose.
Granit Xhaka.
Granit Xhaka.
Tried to injure Bukayo Saka.
I didn't see that, so.
We have two kind of smokers in the bottom row. Nicotine, bottom left.
Hold
on. Different kind of smoker. Gary, Emile Smith-Rowe comes on in the 81st minute for Martinelli. We'll talk briefly in a minute about the squad rotation, what it means going forward. But Emile Smith-Rowe comes on. Could he get a goal? I'm thinking. It's like Tottenham get battered everywhere. Emile Smith-Rowe scores goals everywhere.
Mahir, click on the link.
That's what Emile Smith-Rowe does, right? All he does is score goals, right? You bring him on, and that's all he does. He just scores goals. So he's the closer, right? He's the closer. You bring him on when you need something, and he gives it to you every time. Yeah. So that's good to see, and that just means that he's, like I said before, he's not lacking in form just because he's coming off the bench. He looks like the way we would like him to start a match. So we'll take that. Trying to look at this.
We had that momentary feeling that it could be chalked off as well, Gary.
You did.
But I saw this still picture and I was like, it's going to be close.
Did you watch it, Mahir? Did you watch it? He tried to kick him twice.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
I'm going to have to watch that. I'm going to have to watch it later.
It does look like I don't know what that celebration is, but that
he tried to kick him.
I'm watching the replay and it's like, what are you doing, Xhaka?
Granit Xhaka,
right?
You know what it is? You know what it
take a time out, watch it.
You know what it is? You know what it is? I know what it is. He's trying to get a high five from Xhaka, and Xhaka doesn't. Is running, to go celebrate, so he gets upset.
Oh my days!
Just think about it. What is a Xhaka thing to do? You try to go out there and have some fun with your friends,
come on,
and they run away from you. So you get frustrated, and then you just flare. He just threw his leg out there. That's what it looked like to me.
Samuel's counted up the money that we should have spent and we should have saved for a midfielder. I can't argue with that, but we're not the arbiters of how the club spends its money and how the squad is assembled. So all we can do is say, yeah, we're missing a midfielder, and sometimes it hurts us because we have an amazing front four, a very good back five, but we have a soft middle who sometimes perform well, sometimes don't, in Partey and Xhaka.
And sometimes they try to hurt the best player on the team.
I got to watch that later. I believe you, but I got to watch it later. Emile Smith-Rowe pops up with the tap-in pretty much, and that's 8 goals in the Premier League for him, Mahir. Emile Smith-Rowe.
Amazing. When it comes to such things, I'm speechless. It's a really eye-tearing kind of thing. It's beautiful. That's what we need our midfielders to be doing. All scoring 5 to 10 to 15 goals a season, because that adds up very quickly. I was looking at the stats, like you said. Saka's on, I think, 8 assists or 7 assists, 6 goals. Emile's got, like you said, what, 8 now?
8 in the league already. I think he's got 1 in the cup.
So it's Saka, Emile Smith, Martinelli.
Central attacking midfield position between
Thanks, man.
Erdegaard and Emil Smith-Rowe is
Odegaard as well.
well covered between the two of them. Are you watching
And
the
to be
replay,
honest with you
Gary?
guys, you know what I love being proven wrong.
Hmm.
Odegaard's shutting me up at the moment. He's shutting me up. I can't even call him Gibraltar God or trash man. whatever
Gibraltar.
other made up names, but he's like really shutting me up. If he can continue to do this and go into years 2 and season and third season and stuff and still be scoring 10 goals, assisting 5, assisting also 6, 7, I really can't say anything then it'll be nice. It was a steal for 30 more.
My here. You didn't see the game, right? So
Now I watched the highlights though.
yeah.
Just to see, and the extended highlights, just to see.
You want to give us your nomination for man of the match, and we'll go to me and Gary and Tony then.
My
You haven't seen the game, but on the highlights, or if you just want to throw a name out there,
I would have to say Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka, two goals and assist.
Yeah, it's not a bad shot.
And was driving at them, relentless.
Yeah.
Nasty.
I'm gonna go with Erdegaard. I think that he controlled the tempo of the game and set up 2 of the goals. So for me, Erdegaard, I think. Gary?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think the last game I gave it to Erdegaard because he did have a good game there too, right? If I recall.
Yep.
I feel like I have to go back and like Sunderland. Was it Sunderland or yes? But this one, Erdegaard definitely was in there all the time. The 2 assists. He's there for the first 2 assists in that first half, pretty much when we needed it. Find some opportunities elsewhere where he didn't have his teammates did not help him out. I was going to give it to, but it's hard to take it away from a man with a brace. So once again, if we're going to give it to, because I know in the past, I think it was Martinelli. Is it Martinelli got a brace and he got man of the match, right? Because he got a brace. We've been asking for Saka to score. He finally does, and then we look at Erdegaard. I don't know. For me, I think
Gary, it's perfectly okay to give it to the hardest working player, even if they haven't scored an assist.
No. Erdegaard did well. Erdegaard and Saka, you can't go wrong with either one. For me, I'm going to go with Saka because of the brace, because I've been asking for him to score.
Gary's been asking for a while for him to score.
Yeah, and he's finally had a game double score. I mean, he will be a 3-goal assist combination guy at all, on a good day. Today he didn't get the assist, but he probably had an opportunity to score again. So, I'm going to give it to Saka. Long-winded way to get to Saka, but yeah, Saka was my man.
Hey, it's a podcast. You're allowed to do long-winded. Okay. So Saka, 2 votes for Saka, 1 vote for Erdegaard. Who's going to be Tony?
It's kind of tough because Odegaard had more impact on the game, and that's usually how I pick the Don Juans who had more of an impact of the game. But we've been wanting Saka to score more goals. So based on that, he did it. He's doing other things in the game, so I'll go for Saka, even though Odegaard had more impact in the game.
Good shout. And these are good. These are good problems to have, Gary. We asked the question, I think, in the last game, which is better, to have a player who can pop up like Martinelli in the last game?
I'll be right back. I have to go grab my phone.
All right, you're gonna play Kahoot. Who's gonna be the bet? What's the better option, Gary? A player who pops up and is devastating and scoring 2 goals, or a player who is constantly in the game and pulling the strings?
When Saka was doing that, we kind of took stuff away from him because he's always doing that, and Erdegaard for the last 3 or 4 games has been doing that as well. He's always been part of that middle there, right? So maybe he's going to have to do better at some point because all the players around him are taking advantage of it, which is they're supposed to. I mean, say Erdegaard has 4 assists, but then you got a guy with hat trick. I mean, it's hard to compare sometimes where you go with who gets that. Sometimes because a hat trick is hard to come by.
Yeah.
So based on the way we've been playing, so yeah, it's a good problem to have, and you could go either way and not be wrong. So it's A1 or A2, and you don't lose, right?
So
So
listen, very strange happenings here. Sean Deitch has signed up for the Kahoot game. He's the first. He's the first player in the arena for
oh,
the
look at
Kahoot
that.
game. So that further lends argument to Stan and Sean Deitch not being the same person, right? Because I know Stan deleted his app and wasn't ever going to bring it back, but Tony will argue that case. The Kahoot pin will get started in a few minutes. 521-9196. I put together a very quick, I think 7 or 8 question quiz, but it'll be a little bit of fun anyway. While we're waiting for that, Gary, we can talk about people sign up anyway and jump in the Kahoot game. There's the pin to enter. You don't have to sign your life away. It's very easy to download the app and enter, and it's a little bit of fun.
Uh,
See if you can win. Gary, the situation between the squad. How you were you exasperated a little bit because we are using players who are going to go to the AFCON eventually? Partey, El Neni came on, and Pepe.
I mean, to some degree, yes, but we need to get some usage out of them before they go. And also, they probably need to be in some form going into a tournament like that. So you kind of need to play them when you play. I mean, you're not sitting Salah out because he's going into AFCON. You're not sitting Mane out because he's going into AFCON, right? You're not doing that. So why
No,
would we do it to some players that we could definitely get some minutes out of? Partey starter. He starts for us until he's gone, right? Pepe, we would like to have him come on and be a somewhat of a closer like Emil Sufro is, but I mean, today he was part reason why um, we did get the goal, right? I think yeah, we did get a goal from his
from
cross
his
that
shot.
came in, right?
Yeah,
So I mean, he's putting the ball in the box, and we're getting stuff out of it, regardless of whether he gets the assist or not. So yeah, no, I kind of felt like we need to get our money's worth from our players. Who cares about how they feel going into those European tournaments, right? I mean, you don't sit players that you can use. So I just say play them and like you usually would, and let them play. I mean, Saka, we think is going to rest, and he plays all the way up to when he's gone on Europe, and then continues to play. So that's what players do. Yeah. So everybody, if you haven't already downloaded Kahoot app, put your pin in, and we'll be ready to go. How many people you got in there, Ray?
there was five. There's now four. Somebody backed out.
Ah.
Somebody backed out. Somebody got cold feet.
Oh no, no! Hang out
Reds.
with it.
Now there's three. Reds is in. DWTT and Sean Deitch is in. Tony's back in.
I don't
So
know how
yeah,
I got kicked out somehow.
we got kicked out. It's not me. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Uh, while we're waiting for other people to drop in and play the game, Tony, we're going to talk about a little bit longer, and it sort of
Can we
helps.
can
Just
we
one,
continue kind of off the subject we're on? Because I wonder how much we're to rest players come November, knowing the World Cup's to be the 18th of
yeah,
November.
I wanted to continue with the squad question in terms of how we rotate, how we don't rotate, in terms of our January coming up, and we'll have a little bit of time to chat about that as well after the quiz. But yeah, go ahead.
Just to me, it's gonna be weird to see how we rest those players going into a World Cup. But as far as now, I'd rather not see the players that are going to AFCON because we haven't been substituting, rotating players. I'd put Martinelli, been playing him more. You need a Zombie should have been getting some minutes in these last few games.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I
Stay.
said, Zombie not coming in today was a little surprise to me. Even if he comes in for a few minutes, like you usually get a sub at like the 85th minute, right? But not today. I don't get it. So
And the crowd were shouting for Charlie Patino. As I said earlier in the podcast, he's going to have chances this coming month in cup games as well. So, we'll see what happens there. 4 people in? Yeah, 4 people in.
Who
Is
dropped
there a
out this
big
time?
fan of Oda?
Big fan of Ode at the moment, ATM.
Yeah, at the moment. Big fan of Odegaard, I see.
Moment. Patino's going to come in. Who else should benefit from the AFCON happening that's not getting games right now? Gary, you think Lakonga will come in? Maybe Ainsley Maitland-Niles might come in and get a game in the Cups. What's happened to
Yeah.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles,
Well, I mean, he was out, and then
What
now he's
is
out with
going?
COVID, so I don't know if the two are related, right? But yeah, he definitely should if he's healthy. If he's not going to be going out on loan, it sounds like he might leave us, right? So if he leaves us, then we'll still be looking for that midfield anyways. But yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, those are two players that are going to get some time. Waj will get some time.
Yeah, who
Holding
else?
actually played well, so that should be a positive there that we could use him in a pinch if we need to.
Tavares, yep.
Yeah, I mean,
And the other one, Gary, is Eddie Nketiah.
yeah, I was just about to say that. He's played well. It'll be we'll find out. If and when he's, going to give us a little bit more during the Premier League because that's what we need, right? His
Yeah.
cup his cup game performances have been
Exploits.
really good, but you can't count on that similar one when we play in the league. So hopefully we see that from him.
As Stefan said, all very well having games in hand, but if you get fixture congestion injuries on top of that, that's a problem. One more minute, my here. What are your thoughts on Eddie Lakonga coming in for this January and Charlie Patino? Did you see Charlie at the midweek scoring?
Oh my! I had tears in my eyes because, to be honest with you guys, I don't know much about Charlie Patino. They have been raving about him from the under 21s, was under 18s, or under 18s actually. They were under 21s, and so I was watching the game, and I was like, "Oh, lovely man! They're at least letting another youngster in our team who can try and prove himself. Take a risk,
Yeah,
whatever small, however small the risk is. It could be that there's an extra player in our squad, in our Premier League squad.
yeah.
And how about that? A debut goal.
So we are going to
That's
get
so
started.
freaking beautiful, man.
Definitely. That kid is going to. He's got some meat to go on his bones, but he's going to be good. We got
I
6
hope
people in.
so.
Let's get started. Ready? Here we go.
Yes,
Be
sir.
ready when you turn that music off.
All right, 6 people already. Stephen has joined us as well. On Arsenal, Carol.
Nice.
This is a very quick one I put together. Under Freddie Lundberg, what was the result 2 years ago at Carrow Road versus Norwich City? The same fixture 2 years ago.
So
Freddie Lundberg.
I'm getting a slow performance over here, so
1-1 draw, 2-1 win to Arsenal, a 2-2 draw, or a 0-0
I'm just
draw.
gonna guess here because
2 years ago under Freddie when he was manager for 6 games. Waiting for one more answer. Quick. Okay, 5 answers in the books. One correct answer, a 2-2 draw. Aubameyang scoring two of the goals 2 years ago.
God damn it.
I don't even
So,
remember us
Red,
ever getting a positive result under Free.
you don't want Reds to get off to a good start, but he's already ahead. 9 questions.
Rage
Which
quick
Norwich
of a Google
player?
machine.
Which Norwich player was rumored Arsenal were interested in this summer? Emi Buendia, Pookie, Aarons, or Cantwell? Which Arsenal player was rumored Arsenal were interested in? Supposedly.
He looks poor every time we play him.
Somebody might have dropped that. We got 6 answers. Good stuff. Steven's in as well. Emi Buendia, 4 of you were correct. 2 incorrect, Max Aarons. We were probably muted to be interested in, but the Buendia interest seemed to be high. Rids in the lead. Gary is second. Sean Deitch third. Big fan of Ode at the moment is in fourth place. Tony, 0 points so far. Who was
Who's
the
still
coach that took,
interested in Aaron's? Trick
who was the
question.
coach that took Norwich into the Premier League? Frank, Fark, Hassan Hootel, or Smith? Which coach took Norwich into the Premier League?
I'm guessing so.
You would came out of the Championship and into the Premier League.
So you're ready with the I got excuses already.
Three
Hey,
correct. I saw that
my
from
screen, my screen like spinning. What am I supposed to do?
Three
Can't
correct
answer.
answers of Daniel Fark, 1 incorrect Frank, who is the Brentford manager, and 2 incorrect on Smith, who is the current Norwich manager. Sean Dyke has moved into second place. Gary is third. Big fan of Ode is fourth. And Stephen is about to get into third place if he keeps going. We play Wolves on Tuesday. What was the result of last season's home game? We now don't play Wolves on Tuesday, but what was the result of last season's home game versus Wolves? Was it a 1-1 draw? Was it a 0-0 draw? Was it a 2-1 loss? Or was it a 2-0 loss?
I don't remember which loss it was.
Last season at Emirates, 5 correct answers of a 2-1 loss. Somebody went for a 1-1 draw. It was a pretty bad spell for us. Rids has a correct 4 answers in a row for Rids. Gary's back in second place. Sean Dyche. It's very tight there. And big fan of Ode and Stephen are in the hunt for third place here. 5 questions left. Who scored Arsenal's goal in that loss? In that 2-1 loss to Wolves, who scored Arsenal's goal? Saka, Gabriel, Alba, or Laka?
I don't remember. Go on.
Saka, Gabriel, Alba, or Laka. It was a header from a Willian corner. Gabriel. Incorrect answers of Saka, Oba, and Lacazette. Very well spread out there. So whoever got Gabriel blue, looks like Sean Dice and Rids. Third place is up for grabs.
What do you mean? I got it right with Rids. What are you talking about?
Well, it looks like, oh yes, it was you. Sorry. Gary and Rids. Gary.
Pay attention, Ray.
Got 4 left, Gary. Which 2 players were sent off versus Wolves last season? We know this one, Gary.
I do know it.
2 players. Louise and Laka, Louise and Leno and Kolasinac, Leno and Holding. Which 2 players
Okay,
were sent
wow.
off?
Come on. Oh, man. All right. I lost some points there.
Don't
Really,
get
yes,
this
I'm
one
going to
wrong.
complain.
Which one did you pick, Gary?
I picked the right one.
Okay, good. Louise
What's weird is I looked at it first and I still looked away going, let me just check the other ones.
2 correct answers of blue, who was David Luiz, very harshly sent off, and Berletto in a crazy incident. Answers are very well spread out here. Rids correct, Gary second, Sean Dyke third, Stephen and big fan of Ode bring up the rear, but they could possibly podiums up for play. Which player did not score today versus Norwich? Which player did not score in today's game? Laka, Saka, Martinelli, or Emil Smith-Rowe? Which player didn't score officially? Five correct answers of Martinelli, 1 incorrect for Emil Smith-Rowe. And Stephen is up into 4th place. Tony has dropped down to 5th. Sean Dyke
I moved
3rd.
up to 5th.
Moved up to 5th. Okay. Last question. Places are probably set. Last 2 questions. What was the result of last season's home game versus City? What was the result of last season's home game versus City? 4-1 loss, 1-0 loss, 2-0 loss, 3-0 loss. They were all losses.
Even there's only one score that looks familiar. So
2 correct answers of a 1-0 loss at home to Manchester City. And Rids and Gary correct there. Rids has 8 in a row. He's the king again. Last question. Who scored in that game? Who scored in that 1-0 loss? Mahrez, Kevin De Bruyne, Sterling, or Gundogan?
so all I say is holding. Is all you have to say is just holding.
All you have to say is holding. Stefan said 4-0. John Juan said 1-0. Stefan has retracted his statement. I see you, Stefan. I see you. 5 answers, 2 correct answers for Raheem Sterling. The shortest guy in the field scored a header. And listen, that was a quick quiz I put together, but listen, join us. Sean Dyke, I told you, Sean, he's having some fun in prison, playing Kahoot and getting second place. Gary's second, Sean Dyke third.
It's by 120 points. Oh man,
Rids. Oh, it was close.
Yeah, it was close.
All right,
good job, Rids.
Cahoots. So yeah, a little bit of fun.
Turn my fucking music off already, Ray.
Tony.
Rids wins again. Rids wins again. So,
Rids is the king.
what do you want to talk about, Gary? We'll finish out the show.
Oh, what do we want to talk about? I wonder what the stats are for our youth now that we've played another game because got 2 goals from Saka. And let's see, I'll go back to what I had in here. Let's see. Let me take a look at my.
Well done, Rids, as well.
My
Yeah, big up Rids.
Rids with another. So going into where is it? Where is it here?
Congrats, Gary and Sean Dyke.
Yeah. So Saka now has at least 5 goals and 4 assists.
Yes.
Erdegaard got another 2 assists on top of the one he had coming into. I think this is the which game was that? Coming into the to the Leeds game, is it?
Brighton are 2-0 up at halftime.
Yeah. So so we're gonna have players with double figure goal assist combinations really soon. I mean, quiet day from Martinelli, but that's all right. Emil Smith-Rowe and Saka and Erdegaard did really well. So yeah, we're looking really good. So Emil Smith-Rowe has 8 goals now, right? So he's got 10 goal assist
Saka
combos
has
right
5
now.
goals and 4 assists.
Saka's got 9 goal assist combos.
5 goals, 4 assists.
Yeah, 9 goal assist combinations. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Just do them separately.
I don't like to do them separately because I like to combine them. Yeah, because that's what I expect to see out of them. Because for Pepe, I was expecting to get about 20 goal assist combos this year, and we're not going to get that, and he might not even be here. So, but we're getting a lot from the youth, right? So, we'll take that. We will take that. Yeah. How many assists does the Erdegaard have, Tony?
Hold on, let me spell his name right.
Yeah.
That game was Varsigal.
Once again, good job, Riddy, on the Cahoots win. I tried to catch you, but I was just too many points behind.
You let him get too far in front. 100 million is a bit pricey for the Spuds. We shall see.
4 goals, 3 assists.
I remember Conte.
You got another 2 today, right? So he's doing pretty good.
The Assemble is saying, Stefan, definitely remember they promised Conte 100 million in January. That's why he signed. If they don't give it to him, he would more than likely leave. Let's see what happens. It could be some fireworks. I think maybe we can dive a little bit into the cup this coming month as well, and what this month is going to be like.
You started off the show with it. What are you talking about?
yeah, we should start it off and finish it off. It's a two-legged affair.
I only have one leg, right? I don't like two-legged affair.
We're trying to get some
You
awareness.
still, and you also still have to play Nottingham Forest. Has that game been moved out? Has that been bumped too?
No, that's going to be on the 9th of January. So
That's
sandwich
right there, and that's right. That's in between the
in between the two games with Liverpool. Yes. So
So, and that could be a Patino sighting, right? He might even get a start.
yes, FA Cup. Where are Nottingham Forest right now? What league are they in?
Let's see what it says here.
They're in
in
the
the
championship.
championship. They're
ninth
seventh in the championship. So, yeah.
I got a ninth here. That could be. So they're a pretty decent side, but we if we put it a combined team of experience and youth out there, and Mahir is gone. Not seen again till next weekend probably.
And Smith there already has your double digits.
So what
Eight
we're
goals,
seeing
two
this
assists.
season, Gary, is what we hope for. We're not getting it from the strikers, but if we're not going to get it from the strikers too much, we should get it from the other parts of the team, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, we're hoping to see some improvement from them, but
We've went a long way from 2 seasons ago where we got 1 goal from a midfield.
yeah, we're getting tons of goals, lots of assists. So let's keep that up. Mimi,
Thanks,
it sounds
Mahir.
like ended. My hair's gone.
Not easy to get players in January, Tony, and players cost more in January, silly prices. So,
I
what do we-
disagree.
yeah, I know you disagree, but I think they're right.
You
It
got
is-
the World Cup coming up 9 months after. There'll be players wanting to leave to go prove that they deserve a World Cup spot.
we shall
How are
see.
you going to prove that in 3 months, right?
I don't know. The gap, Tony, the gap to Tottenham is 6 points. They have 3 games in hand. I would still rather have the points and no congestion of fixtures, right?
Yeah, I was liking us not having any of our games suspended or put off, and now we're finally having one put off. So
Man United will have 3 games in hand. They're in kind of the same situation, Gary. 8 points behind us with 3 games in hand.
Yeah, I mean, like you said first, that team in North London, and they got Brighton, Burnley, and Leicester on their list of games to make up.
Yes.
And they
Southampton.
are, and they're all on the road.
They have to go to Southampton. They have to go to Watford.
And it says Leicester, Burnley, and Brentford are the games that have been postponed.
Oh, the games that are postponed, but their next games are.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that they've got 3 road games to make up.
Okay.
So we're thinking that it's tougher to play a team at their place. They have to do that. So they have to, if they want to get the best out of those games in hand, they're gonna have to go win on the road 3 times. Brighton is not going to be easy the way they played today. I mean, it wasn't really a tough game for them, but they're pretty solid at home. Burnley is always a little bit of a tough game sometimes, unless you get them in Leicester. Depending on which Leicester you get, we haven't seen the good Leicester in a while now. It seems, right? So, yeah. So, and then you were saying who? Yeah, you were saying
on a high team for sure. Yeah, so Spurs have to play Southampton away from home. We saw what Southampton did to West Ham today. They have to play away to Watford under Ranieri and his crew, and then they play us. So we get 3. Well, we don't have Wolves anymore, but we're going to have City, Spurs, and Burnley coming up in our schedule.
Yeah, well, the City game is just it's a test, right? It's a litmus test to see where we stand. As long as we don't, and this is the thing that we have to learn as a team that's in transition, that we can't let what happened in that Liverpool match kind of run into the next set of matches that we have, because that's exactly what I hoped wouldn't happen. It actually happened, right? Lost to Liverpool, and then we lost 2 out of the next 3. And we can't let that happen. We have to go into the mindset that we can get some out of the game. If we lose, that's fine, but I need to see 100% effort from everyone. So we need to have a plan that actually allows us to get something out of the game as well. And healthy players, and that seems to be the case as well, right? You get a healthy squad coming in, and you look good. So that's what we need as well. You know.
For Reddy and anyone else who wants to come backstage and talk to us after the live stream, I've dropped the link in there. So click on that as soon as we go off air. Or if you even do want to come in now while we're live, you could do that and have your say a little bit as well. We want to do this a little bit more toward the end of the podcast if anyone wants to join us. So, Tony, what do you think of the fixtures coming up?
Cities, that'll be hard.
City, Tottenham, tough ones. That Tottenham one is going to really, we have a chance to knock Tottenham back on their heels. It will be tricky. Wolves away from home. Burnley at home is maybe the one this next month that we have to win. Only guaranteed points. And Don one, yes, the Wolves game has been called off. We understand. Go ahead, Tony.
It's like Mahir is.
I think Chelsea
sleepy,
we should be able to win.
Mahir, have a good night's sleep.
Thanks,
Mahir. See you.
Take care. Tony.
I think we should be able to beat Chelsea. Spurs, we should be able to get it.
Chelsea.
We'll beat Chelsea at home. Come on.
Away from home. We played them at home already. And that's going to be in February. So the 3 fixtures next month are pretty much New Year's Day, next Saturday, City at home, Tottenham away, and Burnley at home.
And we can win all 3 of those games. No, we could. I guess City game. I guess sorry, that's a stretch, right? But definitely, definitely, we should be able to win 2 of those 3, right? And we've got some gaps in between those games, like we have now, right? We have a week to prepare for City, and we have Nottingham Forest in between. Before that Tottenham game. So games where we're probably going to rest some players going into it. Well, we should be fully rested and ready to go. Hopefully, the COVID situation dies down as opposed to continues.
We'll have some right backs available.
Yeah, but I mean, we might have Tomiyasu back. We might have.
I said some right backs available.
Yeah.
We will have some. We'll have Callum Chambers.
Yay.
Do you think we'll see Callum Chambers next month?
Well, you know what? The last time a
they
player
might have
didn't
big curly locks again.
Yeah.
Might get my heart a thumping.
Should we do final words here, Gary?
I guess so. This 2 hours went pretty fast. I guess you.
Went fast.
Yeah.
5-0.
Not at 2 hours yet.
5-0.
By the time you say anything, Tony, it'll be 2 hours, no doubt. You just love to talk and talk and talk.
I thought you were the one that rambled on all the time.
Don won. Fancy's 1-1 against City. We have a week to prepare, Gary. 5-0 against Norwich. We're not going to beat every team 5-0. We recognize this.
That's the scary thing. That we have a week to prepare. That means Arteta doesn't make the wrong choices.
Well, so far, it's been working out so far. He's figured some things out, hopefully. My biggest fear would be that he overthinks things in these 7 days that he has, Gary.
That's what I just said,
we're all on the same boat here. Arteta will overthink this thing, come out with some formation we've never seen. Team will struggle because players are out of position. But also, the longer you don't play...
we'll see Zaka in the single pivot.
Yeah. Well, you might see that, and then we'll be all scared. No, but think about it. The longer there's a difference, there's a gap between games, the more chances that you're going to have the COVID stuff, kind of sit in and
seems to be spreading a little bit.
COVID shit stuff?
I was not saying what you think I said. So no.
COVID shits.
No, I wasn't. That's not what I was saying. It might have... I'll say I mumbled, but that's definitely not where I was going.
You said COVID.
Disassembled, right? That means City have 7 days to improve also. I don't think they have to improve much or prepare much. We're the ones that have to do all the homework, I believe.
Yeah, I would like to
Melvin
think that,
says play Leno up front.
Yeah, there you go. That's the new formation that nobody's seen before. An attacking goalkeeper at the front line. I mean, come on.
So, Reddy, if you're still here, you wanted to come backstage, you can do that. Final, anything else, Gary?
No, we got a week to prepare. Arteta, keep it simple, stupid. Basically as a keep it simple. I mean, there's not
Yeah.
much to think about. If
Stupid
depending on
simple.
how he decides to go, if he wants to attack, which I think would be silly, that's one approach. But if he wants to control the match a little bit more, then he needs to think about that. I mean, every time we've played these big teams, I don't know how many times somebody has said, "Are we going to play three at the back?" And we've done it with some of our backup players, right, against City the first time. This time, let's do it with our starting players.
Stan, I think you created this monster a little bit. You brought him out of a shell a little bit, like a conch shell. You know what I mean? Remember back in the day when Tony would only give one word answers? God, I miss them days. What do you think of that, Tony?
Oh, imagine what I did on Thursday. I was super Thursday, Tony, and I had COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He does. He does come with it when he's on. So yeah, he kind of
comes with a government health warning.
Yeah.
With him, So, hey, listen, we're halfway there, Gary. Halfway through the season, and I think when you support Arsenal, you do podcasts like this. It seems like the season goes by super quick and really quick. And
yeah, it does.
You're looking at benchmarks in the season, and you're thinking, "Hey, did we get there? We got to 35 points, a benchmark in the season that I'd set down, right?"
Oh, you did.
It's all about places. Places, Ray, not points.
Here we are, 19, halfway through the season, 19 games in, 35 points right now. No matter what happens, we could miss a game or two and still be in fourth place because we have a 6-point gap. The next one is we need to get 10 more points from the next 6 games. So that's going to be, it seems like a small target, but I think we need at least 10 points from the next 6 games.
We should get at least 4 in the next 3. So that's not. It requires us to get the wins against the teams lower in the table, right? Because after that we play Burnley, Wolves, and Chelsea. So we should expect to get at least 6 points there. So that'd be your 10 points if that's what you're looking for. So
if we see a performance against City on Saturday, none of us, I think, are saying we're going to win or even draw that game. I don't think we will. But then the bigger game becomes Tottenham following that as well for me, But hey, we'll leave it there unless you got anything else to say.
Yeah, we don't want to lose momentum going into the games after the City game. So whatever we do, we need to keep your head up and be able to play that game and come out knowing you played your best. So, yeah, no let-ups, please. No let-ups. Come on, you Gunners.
All right, I want to know if a Mounties found Mrs. Stan yet or not.
See you then.
All right, see you guys.
See you in a few if anyone's dropping in backstage. But thanks for watching, everybody. 5-0, we're halfway through the season. 35 points at the halfway stage. If we do the same again, we get 70 points. That's something to look forward to. But, we will see. That's why we chronicle this season that we're doing. Take care, everyone. Be safe out there. And Tony is going to go back into solitary very soon. So send messages, send files and cakes. All of that.
You hear the scratching on the walls? That's Tony inching in another day in the hole.
It sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does. But you can go out, walk the dogs, do things like that. Just be your solitary self for a little bit longer. And
you get some fresh air and some sunlight, right? So that's always good.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We might see one or two of you in backstage. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
Take care. Till then, over and out. Say good night, Tony.
Good night, Tony.